suddenly two of the most biggest creatures in the world come up right next to your boat, the whales. Today I'm going to tell you a story about these whales and about the camp where I saw them, a camp called the Ocean Institute Camp. Now the Ocean Institute is a building by Dana Point that is kind of a cross between a museum, an aquarium, and a science learning building. They have many different exhibits, like a huge whale skeleton on top of one of the ceilings. And they also have a whole room filled with many aquariums that have fish, lobsters, crabs, all kinds of sea stars, and an octopus, and a jellyfish called a moon jelly. You can pass this one around. I thought the moon jelly was interesting because it has a funny little clover pattern on top of its head. My sister and I took a 5-day camp at this Ocean Institute, and the first day was learning all about what they do at the Ocean Institute. But I won't bore you with that. I'm sure you're all dying to know what happened with this whale story, right? So on the second day of camp, we packed up and went on a small boat called the Sea Explorer for about 2.5 hours to go whale watching. The boat sped out on the water and the waves swelled peacefully because it was a perfect day to be out on the water. We had high hopes for seeing whales because there had been many whales seen this year. Suddenly, a spray of water shot out in the distance and our boat sped toward it. The driver suddenly cut the engine and we floated towards two very huge, two very real humpback whales 30 feet from our boat. They were just basically hanging out there, like resting, like take pictures of me. They were totally comfortable with us. We watched them for quite a long time while our tour guide gave us some facts about them, like these. Humpback whales can be 40 to 50 feet in length, and they can weigh up to 48 tons. Their flippers take up 1/3 of their body size, which are really big, and they can be easily seen from above the water because they have white markings on them that make them easy to see. Humpback whales are called humpback whales because of the hump on their backs, and their noses are always covered in barnacles. But the story does not stop here. The whales suddenly begin swimming again, rather slowly. They don't dive down, but they sort of just swim closer to the boat. Then one of them decides to swim right underneath of our boat. He nosedives like this and goes right underneath our boat and pops up on the other side. We could see his whole body, the barnacles on his nose, and his tail, which had to be 15 to 20 feet across, go right under our boat. That was kind of scary because these whales have been known to accidentally knock over whole boats before due to their playful nature. During that trip out on the water, we also got to see a blue whale. Here is a blue whale fun fact. Just a blue whale's tongue is the size of an elephant. So his whole body can be up to 40 elephants or 200 tons. Yeah, it's a lot of elephants. During this week at camp, we also got to do many fun experiments too on the other days. We got to drive a little sea rover in a tank and try to get it to pick up rings at the bottom. We tried to catch crabs. We got to go fishing, and we also got to go and play down in the tide pools next to the Ocean Institute. We found all kinds of different things in the tide pools, like a million hermit crabs. We even found some starfish, and we also saw a bunch of cool little shells and things. So as you can all see, this Ocean Institute is an amazing place, and we had a really fun camp week there. And if you ever get to go, I suggest checking out all of the whale watching they do there because it was well worth it. So I thank you all for listening to my very last speech on the Ocean Institute.